Hola, mi amigos. I had a handful of people ask a handful of questions for new people in the guild and some people who had been in the guild for a little while. How does this guild operate? Well, much like how you see this table here and you see all these chairs, that is how the guild operates. It's really kind of neat. We have 5 co-GMs inside of this guild. The guild is ran by a board of officers. Each one of the 5 co-GMs have 2 officers directly underneath of them. The board makes all of the decisions inside of this guild. It is a democracy, not a republic, unfortunately. I love republics over the top of democracies, but that's just me. Anyways, what we have is that we have a co-GM over the top of the bank. That is Kill. Kill is in charge of that. Directly underneath of him, he has 2 officers. By the way, each one of these board chair things that I speak of, they vote. I do not vote. I may be your fearless leader, but they vote. I do not. The only time when I, as GM, may cast a vote is if there's a tie for some weird reason. We have the board designed right where I should not ever have to make a vote, but it could happen. Here we go. We have 1 co-GM over the top of the bank with 2 officers. We have 1 co-GM over the top of raids with 2 officers. We have 1 co-GM that will be over the top of PvP with 2 officers. We have 1 co-GM that's in charge of events with their 2 officers. And then last but not least, the fun and friendly, we have our PR version of the guild. Now, why does the guild have PR, one would say? What the hell is PR? PR is public relations. Yes, we have a public relations co-GM as well, with 2 officers underneath them. The public relations part of our guild is the most important part of our guild, actually. And the reason why that's the most important part of the guild is because they're going to be cranking out these music videos for YouTube. They're going to be cranking out additional videos for Little Machinima type movies that we're working on. Anything for public relations to get people involved to wish to join our wonderful, fun-filled, happy guild. Now, a few people have asked me, now that you know how the guild works, and usually speaking on Sundays we have an officers meeting. Board sits down and we discuss everything, and anything that we discuss there is made to the public. We do not do any backstabbing or talk about anybody behind anyone's back when we're inside of the officers meetings. The main thing with the officers meetings is that we go over the top of each part of the guild, what they're currently working on and what they're planning on working on and what their future goals, aspirations are. Then also, once a week, our PR guy, Cryptus, he goes ahead and makes a podcast letting you guys know what's going on. What did we talk about? What was this mysterious officers meeting? Now, a few things that I'm going to open up here and go over the top of, because a lot of people are like, Vaughn, how do I get promoted? What's this whole promotion thing? Well, here's a list of all the ranks in the guild. It's nothing hidden, people. Nothing hidden. Anyways, when you come into the guild, you would come into the guild as a peasant. If you go to Facebook or our website, one of the two, half a dozen of the other, you will get your first promotion into being a guard. It is extremely easy to be a guard. All you have to do is go to Facebook, say, hey, what the hell? Or even jump on the website there, if you're not a Facebook junkie. Then, you got these other ranks. What the hell are these things? Okay, well, that's real simple. We have Blood Knights inside of our guild. A Blood Knight inside of the guild is somebody who gets knighted. In order to be a Blood Knight, you need to be a squire. How does one become a squire? It's very simple. you must get adopted by a Blood Knight. A Blood Knight can have 1 to 2 squires at all times. As a squire, you would work underneath of your Blood Knight for 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes longer, sometimes less. Just depends on what kind of player you are. You'll work with your Blood Knight. They will teach you basically almost everything that I'm going over the top of on this video. It's amazing. They'll tell you how the guild works. They'll help you with transmogs. They'll help you gear up, maybe, possibly. They'll at least kind of teach you a little bit if you have questions about your particular class or a particular spec. They can get you information for that because they're adopted you. So you become their responsibility within the guild. And what happens is after you've served your time underneath a Blood Knight, and the Blood Knight gives us other officers the thumbs up that this person's a good person, I have 100% faith and belief that this person can be a Blood Knight, then we knight you. And when you get knighted, you get crowned, and then you get the Blood Knight rank. The Blood Knight rank is more like a junior officer in the guild. They have quite a bit more in guild repairs and a lot more responsibilities. Speaking of which, you get to adopt the squires, as well as the fact that you get to help us with the guild bank. Meaning as which, if somebody needs something pulled out of the guild bank, you will pull that stuff out and hand it off to those people, because we have the guild bank underneath a little bit of a lockdown. It's because of thievery, unfortunately. Then we have a repairs rank. The repairs rank is used for raid nights and PvP nights. Whenever you go into RBGs and you go into raids, the person who's in charge of the raid boss or the other person who's in charge of PvP, they will promote you to repairs rank, so this way you can get up to repairs for that. I believe we're at like 250 or something like that for repairs nights for raids. And then at the end of the raid or the RBG, you will get demoted back down to your complete rank. We have a rank called the Timeout Room. The Timeout Room, no one is allowed to speak in guild chat if you get promoted to this rank. And that Timeout Room is exactly that. It is because you did something bad, somebody who was an officer gave you fair warning, like, hey, stop saying the shit that you're saying in guild chat, you know, don't be a dick. That's kind of the main rule there. And if you don't follow that rule, then you might find yourself promoted to the Timeout Room. If you're in the Timeout Room, that's not a good place to be. If you're in there, you can't use guild chat, you can't use the guild bank, you can't do too much of anything in the Timeout Room. And then to top that one off, the officer that put you there more than likely is going to be talking to these other officers up here along the list, saying what kind of things you did and what's going on. Then one of us officers up here, more than likely a co-GM rank or myself, will get a chance to talk to you. We'll whisper you when we see you and say, hey dude, what's going on? Or dudette, what's going on? Did you get sand in your beehole, or did you get sand in your veg? What happened? What's happening? Talk to us. We're here, we're trying to help you guys. We're a friendly guild. We have very limited rules. Rules are really simple. I'll go over the top 3 rules. If you break these rules, you can very much well find yourself in that there Timeout Room. Rule number 1. We do not accept any form of racism whatsoever inside of guild chat. So if you're using N-words, Q-words, P-words, S-words, whatever word it is to be discriminatory towards another race, not gonna happen. Not inside of this guild. We don't deal with that shit. We don't deal with it very well at all. So instantly you'll find yourself hanging out and chilling in the Timeout Room. The second big rule, we don't do begging in this guild. We don't do beggars. No such thing as beggars. We don't like beggars. We don't want beggars. We have a reputation on the server of not being beggars. So if I know a lot of the GMs on the server, a majority of the GMs on the server at one time or another were officers in this guild, so I actually know quite a bit of them personally. The deal here, alright? Very simple. Don't beg for gold. We have crap tons of events. Tons of events. We give away gold. We give away mounts. We give away gifts. We give away tons of shit inside of this guild. There is absolutely no reason for you to be a beggar inside of this guild. No reason whatsoever to beg. And if you don't know how to make gold, and you need to know how to make gold, get a hold of anybody here. From Lord and Lady, Duke, Duchess, Prince, Princess, or myself. If you see us inside of the guild, come to us. Say, hey man, I need to learn how to make money. I'm poor, I'm destitute, I'm broke, I don't know how to use the auction house, I don't know what to do to farm, I don't know how to build my garrison, I'm super confused. All of us have the answers for you. There's 1,000,001 ways to skin a cat. There's 1,000,002 ways to make money outside of going to Stormwind Docks and selling your B-hole or your V-hole. Right? There's lots of ways of doing it without... Damn weed. Kind of rough stuff. There's lots of different ways of doing to get money without begging. Okay? Rule 1, no racism. Rule 2, don't beg. Don't be a beggar. Rule 3, another simple rule. Very simple rule indeed for Rule 3. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick to guildies. These people are your guildies. They're your homies. They're your brothers. Blood in, blood out. We're here for you, right? Each and every one of us will be extremely helpful to help you get what you want. But here's the deal. Don't be a beggar, alright? Seriously, do not beg for money in guild. Okay, don't sit there and harass people. Don't get upset if you're asking for a port and there's like 10 mages on and no one's responded to you like within the first 2 or 3 minutes. A lot of people are busy. A lot of people are doing lots of different things. We're always busy. The guild is always busy. We're never not busy. See how many people we have, even though that this is a weird time of day, but all of these are active tunes. Once a month, we go through. We kick out anybody who's inactive. To be inactive means that you have not jumped on your tune for 30 days. We are the most liberal of group out here. Our kicks are very minimal. We don't kick people for no reason whatsoever. Okay, people? Really, don't be a dick. Don't mooch for gold. And don't be a racist. Pretty simple. Top 3 rules. If you can accommodate those rules and stick them in your doohickey, then you're good to go, right? Now, the other things inside of our guild, right? I have already talked about how you become a squire, how you become a guard. Once you're a blood knight, you can make guild events. The junior officers can make guild events, and that's kind of a stepping stone to going into this rank right here, the Lord and Lady rank. Lord and Lady and up. Everybody in this guild has jobs. Yours truly, I have a job. We all have a job. We have no officers in this guild that do not have jobs. In order to be on this board, they have to run something. Somebody runs a department, or they're an officer that works underneath of a department. There is a structure in place. Okay? Unlike other guilds, we have structure, we have command, we have a political system that we use inside of this guild to get the things accomplished. It's one of the reasons how come the guild has been around since Burning Crusade days. The name of the guild has changed several times over the years. Originally we were High Commander back in into Vanilla going into BC, and then after that the next board of officers come in, and that's the thing, is that I do whatever the officer board runs everything. The next group of officers wanted a guild name change, so then we changed it, and I believe it was Armored Death. And then after Armored Death we were House of Cards. Then sometime in Panda Land we moved into Death Note. We do have a guild logo, we have guild t-shirts, we're doing everything possible with the PR situation. So if you guys want t-shirts and stuff like that, start watching those videos from Kryptos. He will be giving away guild t-shirts. We have some really cool ones. They're solid black with the guild logo.